So hey, um, remember when I was gonna do Vlogmas and remember how that failed? Well, I'm back. Um, Basically, long story not short, I kind of figured this was gonna happen. I always just don't really do much during Christmas time. It's a very boring time for me where I just like, I don't know, literally do nothing, like almost nothing. So that's what happened. I didn't really want to film it because it was super boring. But now I am back. School hasn't quite started yet. It starts in a week. It is currently Monday. I've been here since Sunday. And I'm basically going to spend the week, and I was going to film this week of me prepping for school, I guess. Prepping for this upcoming semester. And to start, that means I need to go through my closet and get rid of everything and just deep clean the crap out of this apartment. And so I was hoping to take you guys along with me on this cleaning journey, because I don't know, yeah. And then on top of that, when I'm done with that, I also wanted to go over my goals because it's 2019 and it's a thing that people do where they talk about their goals for the year. So I was going to talk about my 2019 goals, but then also talk about my 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year goals because I do long-term goals as well. So there's that. So anyway, that's going to be this video. Okay, it is now later in the day on Monday, and I just wanted to update and say that I've accomplished a lot. I have officially taken out 3 large bags of trash, and 3 large bags of clothes. So I would consider that a success. The trash is partly because stuff rotted in my fridge from when I was gone. I didn't think I would be gone for that long, and so I was gone longer than I thought. So I had a lot of trash already when I left, and then like the rotten food just made it worse. And that sucks, but it happens, I guess. And the clothes, I don't know, are just because I went through my clothes. So I'm pretty proud of that. I also was managed to make my bed, so I have completely clean sheets and clean comforter, brand new clean comforter. My grandma bought it for me. It was really nice of her, and then she washed it for me too. So that's all clean, and now all that's left for me to do is to wash my body so I can sleep in a clean environment, I guess, with a clean body. Sounds weird, but I'm weird like that. Anyway, that has been my update for today. Sorry I didn't really show much. I'm just like talking about what happened, but yeah. Okay, hello there. I am back. It is currently, I don't know, a few days later. And by a few, I mean like, I think I last filmed, I think I said it was Monday, and now it's currently Friday. So it's been almost like an entire week. And I just thought I would like update you guys. So I don't even know, because I was really tired when I first started making these videos, so I don't really know exactly like if I specified this or not, but this video was supposed to be about like me prepping for school. And specifically when I say prepping for school, I mean trying to figure out cleaning my apartment, because I wanted my apartment to be spick and span and clean for school to start, because I'm a weirdo like that. I've cleaned my apartment like on the regular, but I've never like, it's been a while since I've deep cleaned my apartment, and so my goal was to deep clean my apartment before before school started. So that's been my goal for this week. And then also I was going to film in the same video, even though it's like kind of related but kind of not related, I was also going to film my goals for 2019, as well as my 1 year goal, 3 year goal, and 5 year goals, because I do it in like that sequence personally. So yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, since I've been home, I've done chores and I've done tidying up and stuff, but I definitely have lost, not gonna lie, a lot of momentum. I started off being like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna clean the crap out of everything and I'm gonna be so tidy and so clean, and now I've been home, like I said, like since Sunday, and I have done stuff, but just not even nearly as much as I thought I would. And I will show you, because I have in my planner, I purposely planned out, because I'm like this weirdo who planned out every day of the week this week, different chores to do, and things have changed partly because there's certain things I couldn't do on certain days, but also because, again, I lost motivation. But I will show you really quick my planner and how I originally planned on doing chores this week. That sounds weird to say, but like how I originally planned out my chores. Okay, so some of the stuff I actually did end up doing and I was successful at. So for example, collect all trash. I did that. I cleaned the fridge. Didn't do laundry. Didn't do dishes. I collected clothes for donation, and I made a grocery list. Sorry, I realized just now that you could not see any of that. So those were things I did. Tuesday I did not grocery shop because I didn't have money quite yet. But I did do that on Thursday, so I'm going to cross that off because I did end up doing it. Dump all the trash, did that. Donate clothes, did that. What was for Wednesday? Wednesday was change sheets. A lot of this stuff I actually did like on the same day. Like Monday I did most of this stuff. And then, I don't know. Anyway, clean sheets, change sheets. Oh, I see. Clean sheets and pillowcases. Potentially find laundromat for comforter. I don't have to do that anymore because I have a new comforter. So I cheated. Then Thursday was supposed to clean bathroom, organize, scrub toilet, clean shower drain, etc. That did not end up happening. Friday is supposed to be laundry, which I did. I'm doing laundry right now, so I'm checking it. Well, no, I'll wait till I finish doing laundry before I check it off. I was supposed to vacuum today, have not done that, and sweep today. So pretty much everything today that's supposed to be for Friday, I have not done, or also Thursday. Saturday was supposed to be a low-key day, and I was supposed to just do laundry, and have it, yeah, just be really low-key, but now I'm probably going to have more stuff, because I'm probably going to move my Thursday, Friday stuff to Saturday, and then Sunday, same thing, low-key day, just laundry and dump trash again, and then Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day, so I have no school that day, in case you're wondering why I have no school, it's because it's Martin Luther King Day. And so Monday I was going to just kind of clean overall again, just kind of like, I don't know, do an overall sweep of the apartment, wipe down counters, organize, and then yeah, overall clean, dishes, vacuum again, and sweep again. And so that is my planner, that is my, or that was my goal for this week. And like I said, this stuff I did, but then Thursday, it kind of, yeah, you'll see, but it's okay because I can move this stuff, like, still Friday, so the day's still young, so I can still do stuff today for Friday, and then like I can mix it up, I guess you'd say, and like move stuff to Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday and Sunday are, like I said, very low-key. But I was gonna say also, it sounds silly, but I really want to watch more tidying up videos on YouTube and on Netflix. That lady who's Japanese, I don't know her name, but she's Japanese and she's on Netflix, because those actually really do motivate me. I don't know about anybody else, but those really do help, because I know it might seem like counterproductive, because it's like you're just sitting there watching YouTube videos or Netflix videos, like how is that helping you? Well, it helps because it gets me motivated and be like, I want to do that too. So yeah, I want to watch those videos to get me remotivated. So I'm planning on doing that soon, probably today. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I might as well talk about now, is the second half of this video, which is goals for this year. Now, I kind of repeated myself for the goals, because, okay, let me like backtrack a little bit. I do this thing where every year I have a memory jar. I have one up there, I'll show you in a second, for 2018, and now I have a new one for 2019. One of the first things I do in my memory jar, even though it's not really like a memory, is I put my New Year's resolution. I really like the term resolutions, so I just kind of rename them just goals. Not rename them, obviously goals has been a thing, but anyway, I call them goals. So anyway, I put that in my, that's the first thing I put in my memory jar. And the reason is because it's nice to not only mainly look back on memories of this past year, but also look back and see what were my goals. Did I accomplish them? Did I not accomplish them? And just, yeah, keep track of that kind of thing. Well, that's for my memory jar. And then for my friend and I, one time we're talking, and she was talking about how, you know how when you go to an interview and the interviewer for a job, one of the questions they ask sometimes is like, where do you see yourself in 2 years? Where do you see yourself in a year, 5 years, 10 years even sometimes? And you have to like answer that question. And sometimes that question can be very difficult because you're like, you know, seems so long. Even like 2 years seems so far away. Like, where do I see myself? Well, basically my friend was reading this study, and the study found that people who have goals, I mean, it's kind of like where you see yourself, but it's kind of different because it's goals, but it's similar. Anyway, basically people who like have goals set not only for the year, but for like, you know, long-term goals and also short-term goals end up being more successful than people who don't set goals. And I don't know if it's true or not or whatever, but call me a sheep, but I'm going to go along with it. I didn't look at like the study or anything. I just figured, why not? Like, what does it hurt to make a really quick list? And it did not take me very long to do. Just a really quick, like, you know, what are some long-term goals? What are some short-term goals? So besides my short-term resolutions that I put in my memory jar, I also made in my planner thing, I donated, that made no sense. I dedicated, is what I meant to say, a page to 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year goals. I was gonna do 1, 2, and 5 because I think that's what my friend did, but my 2 year goals were really pretty much the same as my 1 year goals. Like, it's hard to explain, but they were just very, very similar, and so I just felt like I was repeating myself. So I just did 1, 3, and then 5 because it made more sense to me. But you can do whatever, I don't know. But anyway, I figured I would show those goals as well as my, which is pretty much repeated. The 1 year goals are the repeated kind of my 2019 goals that are in my memory jar. You'll see. Hold that thought. So this is my 2018 jar. It's a mess. It's like what happens when you try to make the jar look cutesy, but then like end up epically failing. It's supposed to say 2018 on it, but it looks just like a mess. The tape is falling off. It's horrible. Anyway, I showed this I think in a previous video, but as you can see, it's full of memories. The big piece of paper is my goals of last year. If you want to see that, I'm going to sound like such a YouTuber and say, go look at my previous video. Because I'm pretty sure I go over it in my previous video. If not, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure I do. And then this is a way more low-key. My 2019 jar. Woohoo! This jar, I feel like this jar is like trying too hard to make it look really cute, and then this jar was like not trying enough. I mean, it's cute, but I feel like I could have done more. It's just kind of like, I just wrote on it basically, and I kind of like wrote or drew a flower. And yeah, anyway, as you can see, it currently is empty because this year kind of just started and nothing that exciting has happened yet. And these are my goals. You can pretty much read them, but I'm going to read them to you anyway. So one thing I was going to say, this is going to sound kind of weird, but basically some of my goals that are more my passions, you will see I'm very specific. Like, I have very set specific goals. But then I have other goals that are like, for example, school related or health related, and those are more general, a lot more general. And you might be like, well, why are you so general with some and like specific with others? I don't know how to explain like my reasoning or why. It's just like a weird thing of how my brain works. I've just noticed with my brain that if I'm too specific with certain things, it actually unmotivates me. The more specific I am, the more I'm like, that makes me not want to do it. It makes me want to say F it and not do it, because again, I'm weird like that. But then there's other stuff where I want to be more specific, and the more specific I am, the better, and the more likely I'm going to do it is. That made no sense, but you get what I'm saying. So I've noticed that, yeah, like I said earlier, stuff that I'm really passionate about. So I'm really passionate about writing and theater, which are my two majors. So you can tell I'm passionate about it because I'm majoring in both. So yeah, those things I'm very passionate about, so I set specific goals. But then there's other stuff, like I said, health and school. They're still important, obviously very important, but it's like, for whatever reason, if I'm like too specific, and I'll show you an example when I get to it, I just like do the opposite for whatever reason, and I just start to like not care. I don't know. So anyway, my first one is specific. It's to write 3 short stories. I should have written at least 3 short stories this upcoming year. So by the end of 2019, I want to have produced 3 new short stories. And yeah, as you can, I mean, there's not really much to say about that. As you can tell, that's a very specific goal, at least 3, and that's because writing is my passion. Sorry, my nose itches for some reason. And yeah. Second one is very general. It's just to read more. Again, I could be specific and say like read at least 10 books by the end of this year or whatever. But I feel like the more I'm specific about that kind of stuff, for whatever reason, the more I'm likely to be like, F it, I'm not going to read anything this year. Like, I don't know. I'm weird like that. I know it's weird, but with that, I have to be general. Second one, or sorry, this is the third one, is also very general. It's to get healthier. Again, I could be specific and say, lose this amount of weight and, you know, go to the gym at least this many times a week. And for some people, that's awesome and that works better for them. Like, it's better to be more specific. For me, again, if I'm too specific, it makes me want to say F it, and it makes me like not want to do it, and unmotivates me. So I just have to like do the general goal. Like, it's still important, it's still an important goal, which is why I put it on my goals list. But it's just one of those things where what am I trying to say? It's one of those things where I just have to be general about it. Fourth one is audition outside of my school. So I'm a theater major, like I said, and, sorry, my nose, oh my god, it itches so bad. I'm a theater major, and at first I was going to set my goal as to, like, be in at least 1 play this year, or play/musical this year. That was going to be my goal, and I thought that that was a good goal at first. But then the problem with setting goals with theater, or like not with theater, but like with saying like I want to be in at least 1 play, is in a way you don't really, I mean, in a way you do have control over that, because you can audition more, you can practice your monologue more, you can just, I don't know, just practice and go to more auditions, which does help your chances of being in a play / musical. But at the same time, that being sort of said, what am I trying to say? At the same time, that being said, you can't really, you're not the director of the play, and you don't really know what they're looking for, or if you're what they're looking for. And so I was basically gonna set the specific goal of, again, being in at least 1 play / musical this year. But then I realized that like I don't want to not reach that goal and then be really down on myself for not reaching that goal if it's something that like I did the best I could, if that makes any sense. Like, if I know like I practiced my monologue as much as I could, I went to as many auditions as I could, like, etc., etc. So I wanted to set a theater related goal because, again, that's my passion. But saying like specifically, oh, I want to be in 1 play this year, it's just kind of like, again, I don't want to, because I know myself, and I know I'm going to be down on myself if I don't complete that goal. But then if I also don't complete that goal, logically, I also at the same time know that it's not necessarily something I can control completely. I mean, again, it is, but it also isn't. The other thing too is I am a theater performance major specifically, and at my school, if you're a theater performance, not if you're like general theater or anything else, because there's like theater, there's other theater majors, so it's only with theater performance. But with theater performance, you are required to audition for every single play, every single musical. You have to go. So in a way, saying like, oh, audition more, it's like, well, I don't know, I could kind of like cheat on that and be like, well, I do audition all the time, because I technically do, but it's like I audition all the time because I have to, because it's part of my major requirement. So what I specifically set my goal as I already said, is to audition outside of my school, because there are other community theaters that exist in my town that I could audition at, that I haven't auditioned at. And so, sorry, I'm like out of breath. So yeah, that's my theater goal. Next one is to raise my GPA. So again, I was going to be specific with this one, and I was going to say specifically to raise it to a 3.0. I know some people might be like, wow, you're not at a 3.0, like that's pathetic. I'm not. I think I'm at like a 2.7. I know, I'm not the best at school. I'm not going to lie. I'm not good at school. I try my best, and I know it might not seem like I try my best, but I really do. I'm just not a school person. Point is, I wanted to specifically raise it to 3.0. But again, I just don't want to like be too specific, and even like, what if I got to a 2.9, and so I'm like so close but not quite there, and then I'm like down on myself because I don't know, like I almost got there and didn't. I don't know. I just wanted, at first I wanted to be specific, but then I'm like, you know what, it's probably better for me to just be general and say, instead of saying a 3.0, just say raise my GPA in general. Next one is submit more. When I say submit, I mean my short stories. I need to just this is kind of a general one, but it's hard to be specific with this one. I guess I could be specific. I could be like, oh, submit like at least 20 times. I don't know. But, what am I trying to say? Oh yeah. When I say submit more, I mean submit my short stories to more literary journals and contests and stuff. Next one is do more fun activities. So last year, I did a lot of fun stuff. I didn't even like, this is gonna sound silly, but I didn't even like fully realize until I was like looking back at my year how many fun stuff I did last year. Like we went to the aquarium, we went to Elitch's, we, what was the other stuff? Like we did so much stuff. Oh, we went to Comic-Con, we went to Pride Fest. We just did so much fun shit last year, excuse my language, and it was just like so many good memories, like so many good, happy, fun-filled memories of doing that stuff. And I just feel like those memories are like what you remember. That sounds stupid, but my point is, I just want to do that again this year. It's going to be harder this year because don't have as easy access to Denver, which is the main city where I live. I live in Colorado, in case you didn't know. So I don't have access to Denver, which is kind of the city where everything happens here. So that's going to make it harder, but not impossible. And I just want to continue to do more fun activities, because last year, that really didn't make my year last year, is doing all these fun activities. So anyway, and then last but definitely not least is to skip class less often, because I ain't gonna lie, I skip class not a lot, but I mean a good amount, and that is what brings my GPA down, or my grades down in general, is skipping class. So that is a goal that I want to do this year. So yes, that has been my 2019 jar, and now, I know this video is already like super long and I apologize, but now I'm going to move on and try to quickly go through my 1, 3, and 5 year goals. And you'll see that my 1 year goals, and I mean it makes sense, are pretty much my goals that I just said. There might be a few, because they were written at different times, so there might be a few that are like different, or like, I don't know, so, you know, some that are in the memory jar that aren't on the list, and then some that are on the list but not on the memory jar. But for the most part, they're pretty much the same. So let me get to that. Okay, yeah, so my 1 year goals are actually shorter on this list. I can just add to it. I left room to add to it. So I wrote 2 more short stories instead of 3. Audition more or outside of CSU. Get healthier, raise GPA, do more fun activities. Okay, so yeah, pretty much the same. 3 year goals. So this is kind of hard in general because I'm not quite sure when I'm going to graduate from my college. So I was going to put, I think it's on here somewhere, down here. Oh yeah, it's down here, graduate from CSU is on my 5 year goals. It's probably not going to be 5 years from now. Hopefully it'll be like 3 or 2 years from now. But I wrote it on 5 only because I just like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly when that's gonna happen. So anyway, 3-year goals is write at least 3 more short stories. Submit to more literary journals. I know 3, side note, let me backtrack. I know 3 short stories might not seem like a lot, but when we get to the last one, it'll make more sense and I'll go into more why. So yeah, submit to more literary journals. Study abroad at least once. So, okay, another thing. The reason, so with raising my GPA, I talked about this already. I almost specifically said raise it to 3.0. Part of the reason I want to raise it to specifically a 3.0 is so I can study abroad in London, which is one of the trips that the school puts on. So I was gonna specifically hold that goal for that reason. But then again, I just feel like it's better to say overall to raise my GPA and not get too specific with it. But, I don't know, kind of going along with the GPA is studying abroad at least once. This time I did say, I know earlier, I said I didn't want to be specific about performing in at least one play or musical because I just felt like that was too specific. But the reason I'm putting it on here as a 3-year goal is because 3 years from now I would be auditioning for a ton of plays, like, because again, I'm a theater performance major. So I'm hoping that at least 3 years from now I will be in at least one play and musical. I feel like it's, as a 1-year goal, it's not really realistic. Not necessarily that's not realistic, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, it could not happen, it could not. It's more of an if. It's iffy. 2 years, the same thing, kind of iffy. But I'm hoping that by at least 3 years, I'm at least in one. I mean, Jesus. So, that's why I put it as my 3-year goal. And then the reason I have only 3 short stories in 3 years is because I also want to have my first draft of my novel done by the end of 3 years, which I know is a long time, but I'm also in school, so I'm forgiving myself for taking a long time. So anyway, yeah, have my first draft of James and Emma, which is my story. I almost said short story, but it's not a short story, it's a novel. And then 5-year goals. Write 4 more short stories, graduate from CSU. Like I said, that's more closer to 3 years, but I don't know exactly when, so I put it under 5. Move away from Colorado. This is a big one. I really want to move away from Colorado. It's going to be a hard goal potentially to fill, but it's one that I'm hoping to fill. Perform in at least 3 plays, musicals. Again, I know in a way it's kind of iffy because you never know what the director's looking for, and you never know, like, if it's you not practicing enough or not good enough, or if it's them just, I don't know. It's kind of iffy is my point, but I figured it's a 5-year goal and it's only 3 plays / musicals, and I'll be auditioning a ton. So by then I would hope to be in at least 3. And then last but not least, in 5 years, I hope to have a final draft of James and Emma. So those are my 1, 3, and 5-year goals. So, I know this video is super long. I'm pretty sure it's like a 30-minute video of just me ranting about cleaning and then ranting about goals. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a glimpse into my life. Because goals are very personal, I feel like, and I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to end the video here. I might potentially, I know I hate when people do that. They're like, I might end the video, but I might not. The reason I say that is because I didn't know if I was going to do like an overview when my apartment's clean finally, of being like, look, here's my clean apartment. But I might do that. I might not. I'm not sure. There's a possibility my apartment, I'm not going to say that. I was about to say that my apartment might not get clean, but I'm not going to say that because it's going to get clean. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just corny and cheesy to do like an overview, or if it's like, you know, it'd be one thing if I did it before and after, but I didn't want to do it before because I was embarrassed about my info before because it was bad. So it would just be an after. I don't know. Anyway, so I think I'm going to end the video here is my point. Thank you for watching. And next week is going to be the start of school, and it's going to be the start of back to auditions and theater madness and me wanting to drop my major but then not dropping it because I don't want to actually drop it. But anyway, that's next week. Bye.